beginning to look a lot like Christmas everywhere you go. Take a look at the 5 and 10. It's glistening once again with candy canes and silver lanes aglow. Hi guys, and welcome to How Strings Vlogmas. This is day 1. I'm Alex, your host, and this is my first Vlogmas ever, so I'm very excited. I think I'm going to be calling this Advent Chat, since I am starting first day of Advent, December 1st, 2019. So let's get started. If you want to get to know me a little better, feel free to watch back episodes, introductions to all that. For this little series, hopefully I can stick with it all 24 days, and maybe even past Christmas would be nice. But yeah, I'm excited to be here, excited to be doing this, and I'm so happy it's Advent. This is, of course, favorite time of year. Then again, favorite time of year for a lot of people. So for this this Advent chat throughout the 24 days plus, I'd like to talk about some of my favorite traditions. I have a couple of advent calendars. One is a yarn advent calendar, which, surprise, surprise. And then the other is a tea advent calendar. I will share the contents of each of those with you. And then also some project updates as I work with them. Of course, you will not be seeing the secret projects mentioned in last episode. And then something else that I'm participating in on Instagram. You can follow me at handmade_hound. And on my main page, which I will link to from Handmade Hound, I will be participating in an Advent photo challenge hosted by Busted Halo. And that is a radio show on Sirius XM, and it's been one of my favorites. I haven't been watching since I don't have XM anymore. It's here. Anyway, let's get started on some of the fun. So first off, I would like to start with the Advent calendar tea. So that's my little cup clinking. I'll show you the pretty side. This is one of my favorites. It's an infuser mug. I have the infuser part out, so I can sip from it, but this was a gift from my Aunt Cindy on my dad's side of the family. And here is the box. I'll pull the actual thing out so you can see it in all its glory. So it has the little top part, right? And then you can unfurl it into a pretty little Christmas tree. How cute is that? And of course, this was a gift from my dear special friend, Jessie. She is 2 Sticks and Strings here on YouTube. She is Army Wife Knitting Life on Instagram and Army Wife Knit Life on Ravelry. Mooah! Sorry, that's our little thing. But anyway, she gave this to me last year for Christmas, and early in the year I had the first one. So I can have something to taste along and describe. I actually have a tea that's very similar to it. So day 1 was Winter Paradise, or Winter Paradise, and it is an herbal blend. It's fruit based, and it has and this is from my best my best iteration of German, the pronunciation that I can best muster. So it has apple, fruit from hibiscus, Pflaume, P-F-L-A-U-M-E. I don't... Oh, plum. Duh. Plum, Zimt. I'm not sure what Zimt is. I will look it up and I will post a caption below. Vanilla, aroma. Brombeerblätter. I think some kind of berry, because Beeren is berry. B-E-E-R is berry in German. Beer, like we think of, when we Americans see that spelling, we think of beer that you drink. That would be B-I-E-R. Anyway, looks like some orange peel, and I'll put the rest of the ingredients on the list. But I absolutely loved that one. And to kind of reminisce, I did find a tea in my current stash that is pretty similar. It's not quite the same. It doesn't have the hibiscus, at least I don't think. But it has, I think when I did the Google Translate, I think cinnamon was in this one. But I found one that Jess gave to me another year, and it is Tiesta Tea. It's the relaxer, and it's the nutty almond cream. And it has almond slices, apple pieces, pieces of cinnamon, pieces of beetroot for the color and for a little bit of flavor. And then just gonna see if there's anything else. I think that's it. But here we go. Here's the tasting. So when you smell it, you really get the cinnamon and the almond right away. And then as you sip it, you get the more fruity flavors. And so I'm going to, this might sound really weird if you are disgusted by slurping, close your ears, but this is a really good way of getting those flavors across your palate. Oh my gosh, I love it. And like I said, it's very, very similar to the Winter Paradise tea. And then tomorrow we'll get to pull these out one by one and see what's in it. See what the other flavors are. And you'll see me sip this as we go along. All right, so figured this would be a fun time to catch up on some projects, especially because even though I don't have any progress from what you've seen yesterday, I did remember I have another whip that I forgot to mention. So I want to show you that right now. And of course, because of the Christmas obligations that I have put on myself, I did decide to put this away until that's kind of settled down a little bit. So right now, I am working on a shawl out of all the alpaca yarns that I have. This is all DK. Some of it's like a heavier fingering, but it's for the most part sport or DK. but I love what I have so far. As a guide, I'm using the Alpaca My Shawl. You slapper. I was silly and didn't write down the designer's name, but you will see that in a caption. And I'm using that as kind of a guide more than following the pattern verbatim. And that's because I've got a whole bunch of colors that I'm enjoying, and I would love to tell you about each of these yarns. So the tan is from a local alpaca farm, local to San Diego, that is. It is from a simpler time, alpacas and mill. And not only do they raise the alpacas, they also have a mill where they spin the fiber itself, where they spin the fiber. So it's all, there goes, the cuckoo clock again. And I've decided to name the little bird Papageno, because he is of German origin. Mozart, who wrote the Magic Flute, was originally from Austria. He did travel and play throughout the world, but one of my favorite characters from the Magic Flute is Papageno, who is the bird catcher. So that's what I've named the little birdie. Eventually you'll see him in action. I'll post a little video clip of him. But anyway, so the tan is from a simpler time, and they are located in Crest, which is part of the El Cajon area of San Diego County. And then the dark brown is, oh my gosh, it's absolutely beautiful. I'll take a picture of it when it's coming out fairly true, but I'll get a better picture of it because it is the most beautiful deep dark chocolate brown that you have ever seen. And oh my word, it is so soft and squishy, and oh, I just love it, love it, love it, love it. But this is from another alpaca farm in Ramona, California, and the ranch name is Alba Alpacas. And this yarn was actually from one of their champion studs named Lorenzo. Full name that I know of is Lorenzo 14. If you're familiar with horses and naming horses, usually the foals, until they get a name of their own, the foals will take the name or part of the name of the mother and then their birth year after that. So that's the naming rhyme and reason to that. But I actually got to meet one of his babies when I bought this yarn a couple of years ago during the San Diego yarn crawl. And I absolutely love it. I can't tell you enough how much I love this yarn. And then the blue, this is where I've stopped. The blue is by Blue Sky, I believe. Let me find the tag and I'll double check that. Yep, Blue Sky Fibers. And while that is a commercially available yarn, I did purchase it during the yarn crawl, and it is 100% alpaca yarn. And then I do have two other colors that I will be incorporating in. I have another Blue Sky Alpacas in the green, and the blue's coming out a little bright, but the green is pretty true to color. I don't know why that is. Oh, wow. And then the last one is from yet another local farm. This is from Dolce Vita alpacas. And by the way, I love their logo because it's a happy alpaca munching on grapes, and he's got grape juice stains on his fur, on his fleece. Really cute. I love it. And this one's actually a blend, but it's hand dyed. And the colorway is called Roses. It's got this beautiful orange and pink variegation. And it's actually a blend of 50% alpaca, 25% merino wool, and 25% bamboo silk. So it's got a little bit of plant-based fiber as well. But again, super soft, super squishy, absolutely luxurious. And I cannot wait to finish this. And I started this because I really wanted to go through my stash. I mean, because that's the whole point of buying the yarn, is to make something with it. But it usually accumulates because you're like, oh, well, I have an idea of something that I want to make with this. I don't know what I want to make with it. You try and justify it, and then it just sits around. But then again, why am I talking to you guys about this? You pretty much know what goes on. But if there are any people new to fiber arts, be prepared. Stash happens. But this is why patterns like this come into play. But I picked that specific pattern. I picked out a shawl to make with this because I wanted to have something nice and cozy and squishy that I could drape over my shoulders, and something that I could take to work to wear when I'm sitting at the desks. And right now it is being stored in my Coffee Diva bag. One of my favorites, because as much as I say that I'm not a diva, I'm a coffee diva. I love my coffee. I love my tea too, but I love my coffee. All right, so that's what I have for project updates. Then, since it is that time of year again, I figured it would be fun to share some of my favorite traditions and ask what you guys like to do for in preparation for Christmas. So right now I kind of want to talk about decor. As you can see, I'm sitting right by my little Christmas tree. It's so cute. It fits just right in my apartment. It's probably 3 feet tall. But as you can see, it is not decorated yet. That is something that, as it gets a little bit closer to Christmas, I like to do. And I'm one of those where I will set up the tree pretty much right after Thanksgiving. And but I'll maybe save the decorations until later on into Advent. And then Christmas rolls around. I know a lot of people will take down their tree right after New Year, or right on New Year's Day. But being raised Catholic and still active in my faith, for me, the Christmas season lasts well into January. And sometimes, if you really think about it, even until after the Epiphany, when the time that the three wise men reached the baby Jesus. And yes, I am getting into my faith. I'm not ashamed of that. If that's not something that you're interested in, then you can fast forward, listen through, learn something new. But actually using my calendar or my planner to prop this up, and it's actually a liturgical planner. So let me see. So right now I'm using that to see when ordinary time starts after the Christmas season. So usually it's well into the middle of January when Christmas for the Catholic Church officially ends, whereas other Christian faiths end the Christmas season sooner, and of course, modern secular America ends Christmas on the 26th of December. But then again, they start Christmas, like the secular world, like shopping centers, things like that, will start all things Christmas before September, which honestly, if people start before Thanksgiving, I'm like, okay, fine, whatever. But before Halloween, come on. That, to me, starting anything Christmas before Halloween is lunacy. Anyway, that's my whole spiel. I won't get into any more of that. But tell me, what are some of your traditions as far as decorations? Are you the kind that as soon as November 1st rolls around, everything's up, or do you wait a little bit? Do you take things down right after Christmas, or do you like to keep the cheer going a little bit longer? You can pretty much see which way my bread's buttered. Real quick, I'm gonna fluff the tree a little bit. I can see it in the camera and it's kind of bugging me. There we go. That looks a little better. So that's one of my traditions as far as getting ready for this beautiful holiday season. Excuse me. And I want to apologize if that sounded really preachy. I have pretty strong feelings about this sort of thing. But yeah, what my family usually does is we wait until after Thanksgiving, usually after that first Sunday in Advent, or December 1st, whichever rolls around first. And we'll usually decorate the tree, get everything all set up, and we'll usually leave decorations up long past Christmas Day. All right, and then I kind of want to get into I kind of want to start my Advent calendar for Forbidden Fiber Company. So if you didn't catch the last episode, here's the box. I'm not going to read the description that is in the previous episode, in episode 6, but all right, so let's open day 1. And to get you guys up to speed, this is the theme of this Advent calendar is Christmas and holiday movies. All right, so here is day 1. Ooh, that's pretty. Matches my jacket. Oh, and it comes with a little stitch marker too. How cute is that, you guys? Let's see, let's open him up. Let's open this one up. And it's a little gingerbread Santa. How cute is he? It's kind of wanting to focus in on him. Let's see if I move my face out of the way. There we go. How cute is he? And then we have the yarn itself. So this is their Superstition base, which is a 75% superwash merino, 25% nylon. And it is a, it feels like a fingering weight. And there's 46 yards in a 10-gram midi. And the colorway is called Buddy. So I think we pretty much all know what movie this is from. And then there's some other little goodies in the box as well. So one of them is the clue for the mystery knit along, which I still have yet to determine whether or not I want to participate just because of everything else that's going on. Although it doesn't look like it would take too long, so I'm not going to show you the pattern itself or the clue, but here's the little character on it. And then it has the little fact about the Christmas movie, and of course, ta-da! It's from Elf. So it says, Buddy was a baby in an orphanage who stowed away in Santa's sack and ended up at the North Pole. Later, as an adult human who happened to be raised by elves, Santa allows him to go to New York City to find his birth father, Walter Hobbs. Hobbs, on Santa's naughty list for being a heartless jerk, has no idea that Buddy was even born. Buddy, meanwhile, experiences the delights of New York City and human culture as only an elf can. When Walter's relationship with Buddy interferes with his job, he is forced to reevaluate his priorities. Fun facts. The Christmas tree being too big for the living room is a nod to National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation, where Clark Griswold, played by Chevy Chase, also uproots a tree with the family's station wagon that is too big for his living room. Oh no! Several minor traffic accidents occurred when Will Ferrell walked through Lincoln Tunnel in his costume because people were so surprised and distracted from their driving to see him wearing an elf outfit. That is so hilarious and so fitting. So that is day one of the Advent calendar. I'm very excited. You know, I think I will cast this on tonight. Why not? And if you yourself have the Advent calendar or otherwise have access to the pattern, the hashtag that you can use is, pardon me while I lean out of screen, is hashtag FFC Advent MKAL 2019. So that way, if you want to see what others see what's going on, check out other people that are making the calendar, by all means, that would be really fun to see. So I'm gonna put these back in their little box. That was fun. I really liked that, and I think it's off to a really fun start. I mean, you've got to start with Elf, and that's another tradition that I think I'll talk about tomorrow. And then, already been a half hour. Holy cow! And then one last thing that I want to share that I'm doing this year is I will be participating in the Busted Halo photo challenge on Instagram. And each, of course, like other photo challenges, it's going to have a prompt that you take a picture that follows along, and you can add a caption that kind of embellishes on the picture. So my first one, the first day's prompt is purple, which is the, again, kind of going back to my Catholic faith. This goes along the lines of the colors that you see on the priest's vestments, the colors of the fabrics in the decor inside the church itself. And purple is a color that represents penance for Lent, and for Advent it represents anticipation, preparing. And so as Catholics, we prepare ourselves for Jesus to enter the world. So for my photo, I took a picture of the yarn that I'm using for one of my mystery projects. And that's all that you're gonna see of that until it's finished and until it has reached its recipient. So I thought that was kind of a fun play. I thought that was kind of a fun play on the theme, and especially because I'm preparing a gift for a friend in that particular color. I thought it was a fun thing to do. Alrighty, that is all I have for right now. Thanks for joining me, and I will catch you tomorrow with more fun, more tea, more yarny goodies, and maybe a little something else to talk about. Until then, have a good night. Bye, guys.